channel. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the Seaghost 130 and replacing the rudder cables that go from the pedals to the rudder. Right now they're, I guess they're like some kind of rope, I'm not sure what it is, but they're starting to dry rot a little bit. I've already replaced the cable that pulls the rudder down because the outside coating of that cable did break away, so I put a new rope in there. So I'm taking the rope that's on the rudder pedals now off and putting, I'm going to be using Berkeley 120 pound nylon coated steel cable. Like I said, that's 120 pounds, which is way more than you need. But the diameter is super small, so it's not going to make a difference on what it's doing in the kayak. And with the nylon coating, it's going to keep it quiet inside the kayak, so it's not slapping up against the side of the kayak on the inside of the hull. But we got to do this so that way my rudder cable don't break while I'm out in the water, and then I have to try to fish it through the hole. So there have been other videos like this out there, but I got a channel, figured I'd make a video on it. Hopefully it'll help somebody. Let's go ahead and get into it. Some things you're going to need are a good set of crimping tools. Another thing is the nylon coated steel leader, which is made by Berkeley. That's who I'm using. Also, you'll need wire leader connector sleeves, so that way you can, because you can't tie the steel cable, so you got to crimp it, which is what you need the tool for. And also, what I'm gonna be utilizing is shrink wrap or heat shrink wrap, so that way I can try to hide the end of the cables from catching anything. You'll also need a roll of tape, and I'll explain why when we get to that point. And that's really about it. So let's get started. First thing you're going to do is tape your footrest straight up and down, just like this right here. I'll show you a different angle shortly, but you want it to be just like this right here, so that way it's even on both sides and you don't have to worry about it pulling to one side or the other once you attach it to your rudder. If it's taped still like this, then it's going to be even, and you can keep your rudder centered as you're rigging it up. And do the same for the other side. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to cut this so that way we can attach our wire leader to the end of it and pull it through the hole to the front of the kayak. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to take the end of my wire, my steel leader, and I'm going to tape it to the end of my line here, so that way I can pull it through the kayak hole and keep it together so I don't have to try to fish it through. Really want to make sure you tape it very well so that way it doesn't slip off as you're pulling it through. You don't want to make it too big around because then it won't fit through as you're pulling it. Now what we have to do is we have to feed the wire cable the same way that this came off. Which seems pretty easy. And I'm going to secure the front before I do the back, so that way I can pull all my slack out towards the back. I'll slide it through here. And under here. Alright, first I want to put the larger heat shrink over my cable. Then I'm going to slide my wire leader connector and then a smaller diameter heat shrink over top of that. Stick it up through here. Put the smaller heat shrink up through the hole with it. And then I want to put it through the connector. And cinch it down. And once it cinches down a good ways, I'm going to crimp it. And once that's crimped, it's good to go. And clip the excess off. And once you notice this larger heat shrink over here is going to fit over what I crimped. And we'll heat that up and shrink it down so that way it covers that piece of wire that's sticking out the end of there. Take a lighter and heat that up. And that air is not going anywhere. Alright, so now what you want to do is you want to make sure you have enough to work with and clip it off. Sorry if you clip a little bit extra, you got plenty of it in your roll. Sorry if you hear the AC beside me, but it's the best place I got to work with the light I got. Same as earlier, we're going to utilize the heat shrink as well as the wire connector or leader connector. We're going to go with the larger side first. Then our wire connector and our smaller shrink wrap, just like that. And then we're going to stick it in through here. Try not to pull it too hard, because if you pull it too hard, you're going to pull your pedal a little too much. See how the shrink wrap kind of just hangs around that? And go check your pedal, make sure you didn't pull it out of center. Looks good on that end. And this is good to go. Crimp it down and do your heat shrink. Put your heat shrink up. Good to go. guys, well, I appreciate you watching the video. That's all we're going to do for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It's totally free. If you are subscribed, thank you for coming back and watching another one. I appreciate it. I guess that's all I got for you this time. Jubber out.